Elaine Cobbe joins us now from Paris with more on the reaction to this first round of voting. Elaine, this is the first time in several decades that the political establishment in France has been left out of the election. What's been the reaction to that so far?
Well, there were protests last night near Bastille, where anti-fascists were protesting at Le Pen's good score. And of course, today the newspaper headlines say it all. Centrist Le Monde has a map of how they voted across the country, and the headline, "Two Frances." Left-leaning Libération was exultant at the idea that Emmanuel Macron did so well. Their headline, "Just one step left to the presidency," and conservative Le Figaro noting that the right has been dealt a knockout, as these two relative outsiders will go head to head, because no matter what, the new president of France is someone we haven't seen before in that level of power.
Yeah, I think outside of France, people may be more familiar with Le Pen over Macron, but tell us about how these two candidates differ from each other on the key issues.
Well, the key issues now will be very much the economy, as it always has been. Both of them want to boost jobs and improve the economy, but Marine Le Pen wants to do that by restoring France's borders, by stopping immigration, and by reducing how people work. Now, Emmanuel Macron is pro-business. He wants to loosen France's very strict labor laws, and they differ in how they're going to go about it. For many on the left, they see both of them as really quite right of centre on how they're going to deal with the economy. And then there's Europe. Marine Le Pen is on record as saying she wants to pull France out of Europe. She said she will negotiate with the EU, then she'll take it to the people in a referendum after 6 months if she's elected, and then she will urge them, unless she's happy, to leave Europe. She also would like the euro to be no longer the money here in France, that the franc be restored. Emmanuel Macron, on the other hand, is pro-Europe, but even he is saying that Europe needs to change, that the EU needs to learn from Brexit and from recent discontent to loosen some of the rules and to be a little more like the federal grouping, less of the federal grouping and more the loose union it was when it first started.
And what we saw is just round one of the presidential elections in France. So what is next for these two candidates? Is the establishment, the vanquished establishment, rallying behind one of these two outsiders in the runoff for May 7th?
Yes, the majority of other parties are now saying, please vote for Macron. Conservative candidate François Fillon, who came in third, in admitting defeat, he said, please vote for Macron and against Le Pen. Benoît Hamon, the socialist candidate who was eliminated easily, also called for a vote for Hamon as a vote against Le Pen, whom he called the enemy of the Republic. He also has the support of the Prime Minister Bernard Cazeneuve, a former Prime Minister Alain Juppé, and Manuel Valls. So he has a lot of support. But the far left candidate Jean-Luc Mélenchon just said, vote with your conscience, vote with your heart. But now the campaigning is already underway. Those two candidates already back on the hustings, talking to people, trying to put their campaigns forward. And for the traditional parties, it's not going to be easy because they're in a way uniting behind Macron. And that's for that second round runoff in 2 weeks' time. But then it's back to business as usual because there are legislative elections in 7 weeks' time where they'll be pitted against each other again.
All right, Elaine Cobbe, thank you very much.